Hi everyone, my name is Donnie Lowy from Closeoutexplosion.com. Hope you're doing well. So today I'd like to talk to you about an opportunity in the wholesale business, and that is selling wholesale clothing to wholesale warehouses. First of all, we have to discuss what a wholesale warehouse is. So a wholesale warehouse is a place like my warehouse, which you can see in the background. And basically what it does, what I do, is I'll buy overstock from department stores, overstock from brands, I'll buy out stores, and I'll look for special closeouts, and then I'll sell it to resellers, whether they're retailers, whether they're flea market vendors, whether they're exporters. But the key is with a wholesale warehouse is that the merchandise needs to be moved quickly because usually the storage space is limited. So let's say in my warehouse, what I do is I buy closeouts, I price them at a very low wholesale and closeout price, and then I move the merchandise out quickly. The reason I do that, first of all, is the more money potentially my customers could make, then the more excited they'll be to buy the merchandise. The more money that they actually make, then the faster they'll come back and buy more from me. And in addition, I need to have different merchandise all the time to show my customers. If the customers see the same merchandise, they're going to stop coming. They want to come to the warehouse to see a different selection of merchandise. So what that means is I need to sell the merchandise at a very low wholesale and closeout price to encourage people to come and buy the merchandise. Now, if you want to sell merchandise to a wholesale warehouse, you have to keep in mind two things. They're going to need merchandise that can move quickly, and you're going to have to sell the merchandise at a price that is very low below the wholesale price, because a wholesale warehouse is either set up as a regular wholesale business where they're selling a certain category of products and a certain product line, and they're selling it at a set basis at their regular price. So they're only going to buy merchandise from you if it fits in that product line, but they have to sell it at the regular wholesale price. Or they're a wholesale business like my closeout warehouse, where I'm buying closeouts and I'm selling them at below the regular wholesale price, so I have to buy the merchandise even below that price. The advantage of selling to a closeout warehouse or to a wholesale warehouse like my warehouse is that decisions can be made quickly, and since there's a lot of merchandise being turned over, or the idea is to turn over the merchandise quickly, then they're always looking to buy stuff. So for example, if someone came to my warehouse and they brought me dresses which I knew I could sell, I would make the decision quickly because I have customers who want to buy the dresses, and I just need to have new dresses just for the purpose of attracting customers to come to my warehouse. And if they buy those dresses, great. And if they come to the warehouse and they don't want those dresses, then okay, I take that chance. But I always have to have new merchandise to show my customers. Now, when you sell merchandise to a wholesale warehouse, you want to know what kind of merchandise they want to buy. You have to know what price point they can pay. So what I would suggest to you is go to the warehouse, meet with the owner, meet with the buyer, find out what it is that they sell, at what price points do they need to buy the stuff for, what styles do they need, what brands, do they have a preference for brands, who are their customers, because all that information is going to help you determine what to sell to them. Another approach is take the merchandise that you have, but first, before you go to the wholesale warehouse, try to sell it through other channels. Try to sell it online. Try to sell it on eBay. Try to sell it to other stores. Try to sell it at a flea market. Maybe open up your own store. Maybe find someone who has a store and give them the merchandise in consignment. Because when you go to a closeout wholesale warehouse, that should be the last stop. You already have to, mentally accept that you're going to be selling that merchandise at a very, very low price. The advantage is that merchandise which might be hard to sell through other outlets can be sold at the wholesale warehouse, assuming the merchandise is good merchandise, it's authentic, it's real, and there's no issues with it, and it's sellable merchandise. So it's definitely another channel exploring. And I think the good thing is to know that you do have that option as a last resort. And even though it is a last resort, it's still better to get money for your merchandise than not be able to sell it at all, because if you keep it too long, in storage, whether it's a garage or a basement, or at a public storage facility, and then the merchandise starts looking old, and it can get damaged, whether it's due to the weather or other factors. And also, you don't want to ever hold on to merchandise for too long, because then the merchandise becomes outdated, and outdated merchandise is just, it loses its appeal. So always explore all your options. And one thing I'll tell you, whether you're selling to a closeout warehouse or you're going to sell the merchandise yourself, you need to be able, to move quickly. You need to be able to test the market out fast. Don't buy merchandise and just let it sit around. Test out the venue, and at the same time, if you see merchandise isn't moving, then just cut your losses, get some of your money back, or as much as you can back, and then put the money into other merchandise. I myself, even in my closeout warehouse, I've done that. I bought merchandise, and sometimes, you know what, the merchandise doesn't sell as well as I thought it was going to sell. So you know what I do? I take the merchandise, I sell it to my customers at below my cost or at my cost. I try to get whatever money I can, and I use the money to buy other merchandise. And then sometimes, when I see I just can't sell the merchandise at all, and I want to have the space to bring in new merchandise, I'll even give it to my customers just as a bonus. So there's definitely many different approaches. If you do have merchandise to sell, I'd be very happy to hear what you have to sell. You're welcome to visit my warehouse. And if you'd like to buy merchandise, you could come as well. I do brand name dresses, brand name women's suits. I do shoes. I do fashion. I do fashion jewelry. I have many different items, and the merchandise is always changing. My website is closeoutexplosion.com. I'm located in New York. I'm maybe about 20 minutes away from the Fashion District. I have 2 airports which are really close by. I have 3 airports, actually. I have JFK, Newark, then you have LaGuardia. So you could come anytime you want, and I'd be happy to do business with you. Thank you. Have a great day. My website is closeoutexplosion.com.